busting my balls, Billy, okay?
I can already tell that I don't like you.
Fuck you, bust on my ball.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
It might be your first ball job.
Yeah, of course.
How long did it take for the guy to come?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Bustin' Balls. I'm your host, Eric Pennell. OW20 is my squirt. I do man shit, and this is a 100% white-owned podcast. Jump in, everybody. Come on in. Thank you for checking me out. I hope everything's going well with you. I hope everybody in your family's nice and healthy. I hope the kids are doing well, and I hope you're getting money, and I hope you're grabbing asses and putting nipples in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's all we ask for, right? Put a little bit of alcohol in our mouth. Some people grab a little bit of little weed or something like that. I'm not sure what your thing is. I'm just saying, that's what people do, I guess. And whatever it takes to make you happy is really what I'm getting to. I want to get to something that's definitely not making too many people happy. Is that OnlyFans is getting rid of porn in October. That was like a bombshell that broke the internet this last week or so, and it probably is effing up a lot of women's lives that were making a lot of money, man. There's some women on OnlyFans that aren't making shit. I'm sure there's women out there like, I made $10 last month. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess it is $10. Hey, what are you talking about? I got 2 coffees off it, I guess there's people like that, which is, I get it. Hey, you got $10. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like a little donation there. But there are women out there, and I'm sure there's dudes too. But I think the majority would be women. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But I would think if I was a betting man that it was majority of women and like attractive women for the most part. And then there's like people that are into other weird shit. I guess that those women are making money. But a lot of women making money, man, on OnlyFans. And now that shit's coming to an end. And there's women on the internet crying. Did you see the videos of like? There's women on the internet crying that it's going away. And what am I going to do? It's like, I don't know. Figure it fucking out, I mean, you figured out how to make $100,000 showing your nipples on the internet. Why don't you fucking use that, that creativity and try to make $100,000 in another direction on the internet? I'm sure you could do it. You figured it out, I get it. Look, man, I've seen Instagrams, and like, I'm sure you have too, where there's women making like $300,000. If you could make $300,000 on showing your freaking your monkey on the internet, I guess go ahead. Would I want my wife doing it? Would I want my daughter doing it? Would I want a relative doing that? A relative that I like? Would I want would I want healthy? Hang out with poor, have poor choices who they hang out with, or what they do with their free time, or how they waste it, and or the jobs that they choose. I mean, so for people to if they want to do that, that's just some people are going to look at things as a bad decision, and some people are going to look at it like it's a good decision. There's people out there that think that getting an abortion, a couple times in their life is a good idea. There's people out there thinking getting one abortion is an awful idea. So you're always going to have that. I guess that's just freedom, right? But they better figure out something to do. I don't know why OnlyFans is getting rid of porn. I don't know why. I mean, maybe I assume they want to go in another direction with their thing. But it always happens with social media sites anyways. When they first start out, it's like rock star shit. It's like, wow, this is like the open internet. And you could do anything. And this is like Wild Wild West. And then eventually there's a lot of money that gets poured into it, and a lot of investors, I'd assume, and stuff like that. And then they got to clean it up, and they want to make the internet like NBC, CBS, ABC, they like Disney. That's all it is. I'm old. I remember when the internet was fucking awesome. And not saying the internet's not awesome now. I know people are like, oh, what are you talking about? It's the best it's ever been. Yeah, I mean, arguably, but also now they're the king of censorship. They're the king of. They're basically just trying to make the internet like TV was for like forever. Where it's like they're basically making the internet like Ed Sullivan when Elvis went on there, where it's like you can't move your hips. It's like, hey, don't be filming him below his hips. It's like, what are you talking about? He's just dancing. Oh no, it's provocative. And that's what they're doing with the internet. That's what they've done with everything. That's what they've done with Facebook, and that's what they've done with, because now they all the money's in it. All the money. And this isn't breaking news to you, So look, man, for all those ladies and some of the guys out there that are showing their wiener tip on the freaking internet, you just got to find another place to do it, dude. That's what the smart move is to do, is to take the fucking followers and push them to your platform that might be like your .com or something like that, or your Patreon. I mean that's the move, because when you get their ears and there's a possibility that they're going to take away your microphone, you got to get those ears and those brains over onto your platform, whatever that is. I guess I should be taking my own advice, because I'm not doing that, which I probably should be, because somebody that talks like me eventually they're, if I only get so big that they'll eventually take me away. They've done it with everybody. Anybody, like I've always said, you get out of line and you get off message, they're going to scratch your face off and they're going to get rid of you. That's just how it is. I mean, look at the people that they have gotten rid of. They don't stop. They don't stop. What they do is they put like a racist badge on you, a sexist badge, a homophobe badge. They just pin it on you because you just freely said something about another human. And then since they play skin color and gender games of like and who you have sex with games, that's the game they play because that's how simple people are. It's not just a human commenting on a human. It's you made a comment against a gay person or a trans person or a black person or a Hispanic person or an Asian person. That's all they're playing. That's all they're playing. So eventually, if you don't say the right thing, they'll pin that shit on you. It's the oldest trick in the book. They do it in politics. They do it with everything, and that's the root of cancel culture right there. That's where it's at right now. But good luck to all those OnlyFans ladies out there and some of the dudes or whoever's out there fucking, making $300,000 in a month or a week or whatever the fuck it is. It sucks. I mean, fuck it. You know what? Start selling pussy pics of your shit on like NFTs. I don't know. They're making a shitload of money on NFTs. Have you seen NFTs? I talked about it a couple podcasts ago. There's people fucking buying NFTs with whales with a fucking with a pipe in its mouth, and they're buying it for like fucking 9,000. It's six figures. There's six figures fucking NFTs, and you're going, what? Like I talked about Tory Lanez made his NFT album, and that shit sold out in like a minute, and he made $1 million supposedly. I mean, which I'm not doubting it. I mean, it sounds like it. I get it. I get it. There's something there. Maybe there's something there that people, but I don't know, man. I don't know how. I mean, where's the money at? How are people like spending $50,000 on a fucking JPEG? I don't understand who's doing that. I really don't know. Look, I could see if these JPEGs were coming from like famous artists and they're like, I guess companies. I guess that's maybe, but a famous artist that would do like if Picasso of today did like some kind of NFT where it's like, hey, I'm doing NFTs, I'm selling them for this much. I understand that. But for something tells me that it ain't all Picasso's selling NFTs for six figures. But there's people that are fucking raking it in. And there's people that I just worry that the people that are like buying these six-figure NFTs, that it's a big waste of money. Like I really wonder in like 5 years from now, we're going to be like, man, I bought an NFT for $80,000 and it was not a good idea. I'd rather have that $80,000 back. And now I got a fucking picture of a monkey that has a whiskey bottle in his hand. Like it's really what it is, That's what I would do. If I was those OnlyFans girls, I'd fucking go to NFTs. I'm sure they are. I'm fucking behind on the thing. I don't want to talk porn the whole podcast. I just wanted to talk about OnlyFans. But I do want to talk about how, and I've always thought this, how there's too much smiling in porn. Who the fuck likes all that smiling in porn? You ever click on like porn and they're like going at it and the chick is like smiling and shit? Like, I never want to have sex with somebody, which I'm a married guy, so I mean, now it's my wife. You never want to have sex with somebody and they're just like smiling at you like they're fucking, at J.C. Penney's getting pictures and shit, or at Olin Mills getting pictures and stuff, right? You don't want, what kind of smile? You don't want smiling in your porn. You don't want that face on like when you're having sex with somebody, you don't want that face on them. Nobody's fucking smiling like that. What is that? Not saying that people don't smile when they're having sex. I mean, they're enjoying it and stuff like that. When you're having sex, the only face I want to see is like you're getting a fucking splinter out of your finger while you're eating cheesecake. I mean, that's the fucking face I want. Like splinter out of your finger while you're eating a fucking delicious cheesecake. That's kind of like the, ooh, it's that type of face. Fucking stop smiling and porn. It is the worst. It is fucking horrible. Anyways. Did you see this fucking Sha'Carri Richardson or whatever, Sha'Carri Richardson? This fucking lady came back, the weed smoker that got kicked out of Olympics, and everybody's like, oh, well, you can't kick her out. You could be a trans person that's on all these steroids and all these man fucking trying to make a woman look like a man or a man look like a woman drugs, and she can't smoke a little weed. What, yeah. I guess, can we have rules? Can we have certain shit in sports so we can kind of keep it left? Look, I've always been a guy that it's like, look, I don't really care about the rules, but if they're going to have rules, can we just obey them? If we're going to have laws, can we just obey the laws for the most part, unless it's fucking tyranny? You got to have some. Look, I was a guy that was in baseball that always thought in baseball, like, put steroids in. I remember the Mark McGuire years, which I seen a fucking video of Mark McGuire crying on fucking camera, like, I was the biggest mistake I ever did. It's like, shut the fuck up. Just lay in your bed and own it, dude. You were a fucking OG knocking home runs. People loved Mark McGuire. That was the best thing about baseball. And I know, like, baseball lovers are like, that wasn't the best thing. Shut the fuck up. You're a fucking weirdo, okay? Your fucking sport is dying and is fucking not fun. It's not fun. I mean, it's not growing. I don't feel like baseball's growing like it used. No, it is. It is. You always listen to baseball people. Oh, it is. It is growing. Yeah, I think soccer and football, NFL football is kicking its ass, and I think UFC's coming right behind you, bud. You're getting outranked, and NBA's beating the fuck out of you. But Sha'Carri Richards came back after she got kicked out of the Olympics and didn't qualify because she was smoking weed. And then she comes in last place in her first race. Last place. The bitch got smoked. Bitch got smoked. You think if the eyes were on you, you'd be ready for it. And this is what she said after the interview. Look how she's talking like she just fucking like won, but she came in last place.
Coming out today, it was a great return back to the sport. I wanted to be able to come in before, having a month off, dealing with all I was dealing with. I'm not upset at my.
What was she dealing with? She smoked weed and didn't get a chance to race. What, the internet jumping on her? It's like, what, you want the good, but you can't take the bad? You fucked up. If you're supposed to be such a hotshot, and if you're such a hotshot and you had a month off, how do you get smoked on your first race back? How do you get smoked? Do you think you'd be like, oh, man, I'm getting my fucking shoes on, and I'm lacing them up in the munchies?
This is one race. I'm not done. You know what I'm capable of. Count me out if you want to. Talk all the shit you want, because I'm here to stay. I'm not done. I'm the sixth fastest woman in this game ever. And can't nobody ever take that from me. Congratulations to the winners. Congratulations to the people that won. But they're not done seeing me yet.
Yeah. I don't know. I think you're more worried about gluing that fucking blonde hair on your head with a fucking hot glue gun than fucking, becoming a killer. We never seen Usain Bolt get his ass whooped like that. Never, ever. At least I've never seen it. I've never seen Bolt get his ass whooped. You ever see that? You know what I like, man, which is coming up. You see Pacquiao got his ass whooped the other night. Pacquiao, hang it up, dude. Aren't you a senator and shit? And don't you got to stack a load of money and you were he's a goat. Like, Pacquiao's a goat, man. Like, hang it up. These boxers, they need to stop fucking fighting so old. Because eventually all it is young guys just beating the fuck out of you. But the fight I want to see is Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. Fucking go at it, because these guys did a press conference or a little thing the other day, and then afterwards they were jawing it out, man. This is great.
I know you got power. My power is real, baby.
My power is real.
I can feel nothing. When I look at you, I say, and that's what I want. And that's what I want you to feel when it's time to get in that ring. So when I do knock you out, it's gonna be that very moment.
You're a basketball player.
Ooh, we called him a basketball player.
I beat men like you 7 days a week.
I got the heart of a
You can be
lion.
as hostile as you want.
I am a king.
I will take that and eat it.
I am a king. I am a king.
You ain't a king.
I'm a king.
Where does it say king?
And you will
It says
see
third
it.
place loser in
You
your
will
name.
see it.
You're looking
You
at
will
king.
feel it.
My name is
I would have
Dixie
you
King.
saying I
You're a
spoke
dosser.
it. I believe it now, and you receive
You're
it.
Woo! Yeah, I remember when they fought that first fight, man, Tyson Fury and fucking Deontay Wilder. That was a great fight. The second fight was good, too. I know people are hating, Tyson Fury's glove and stuff like, man, what he fucking, dude, honestly, Tyson Fury, I feel like this is our, look, I know Wilder won the first fight and Tyson Fury won the second fight, and this is like a 2 out of 3, but in my eyes, I still think it's 2-3 already with fucking Tyson Fury. And I just think right now, I think he's a bigger dude, and I know old boy's got Wilder's got a heavy punch, and he's got a fast punch, but I don't know, man, I don't know. It was one of the best things that broke the internet the other day, if you're paying attention, is when Donald Trump in Alabama said this shit the other day.
You know what woke means? It means you're a loser.
Woo!
Everything woke. Everything woke. It's true.
It is true, right? It seriously, like all the woke people, like you are fucking losers. You are the losers. You're the guys that aren't creative. You're the guys that are just going with the fucking crowd. You know how easy it would be to go, oh yeah, like agree to everything. Like, oh yeah, sure. Little boys could be girls all day. Little girls could be boys like a 3-year-old all day. Give them puberty blockers at age 5. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Of course. You know, drag queens teaching little fucking kindergartners. Of course. Teaching kindergartners about fucking fake gender and stuff like that and how it's fluid and stuff. Of course. How easy would that fucking be? How easy would it be for me and you and everybody else to just go along with everything? But you know what? They don't want, like I always say, they don't want originals. They want fucking copycats. They want people to get in line or they're going to scratch your face off. It's about money and power. That's what it always is. And there's some fucking agenda and they don't want original people. They don't want people using their brain. They don't want people thinking for themselves. They don't want people calling shit out on like, hey, that's kind of weird and I don't want that around my family, my kids, or me, or my workplace. They don't want that shit. And I'm not saying that all that stuff that I named is, actually I kind of am. When you're putting a little kid on puberty blockers, we got a fucking problem, okay? I don't know if you hang around little kids. They don't know what the fuck is going on. That's some parent, adult, fucking projecting their bullshit onto this child. And it's like, I know my kid. Listen, you're fucked up and twisted, okay? You're projecting your fucking adult bullshit that you haven't worked out yet onto your fucking kids, and it's modern day child abuse. It's fucking just another Munchausen syndrome type of thing. It's just another way for you to fuck up kids. It's just another way for you guys to brainwash our fucking children. They don't want people saying stuff like this. They want people just to go along with their bullshit agenda as they just fucking keep fucking poisoning the water. Okay? You're fucking up kids. Stop it. Don't fuck with the kids. Don't. Look, you want to be an adult? You want to be an 18-year-old person or more? Fuck it, I'll give you 17. I'll give you 16 and a half, maybe. If they decide that they want to start doing things and doing stuff to their body and this is who they are, go right ahead. You leave the children alone, okay? Leave them alone. It's not your decision. It's not. And there's many other things that's fucked up that they don't want you to say. But this woke shit, it's fucked. And for these companies, dude, all these companies are doing, do you think these companies are changing the way that these companies operate? All they're doing is paying you off by putting up a pride flag or talking about trans rights or all this woke shit that these companies always talk about, like be less white, like Coca-Cola and shit like that. All they're doing is they're just paying you off. They're just paying you off by saying we're with you as they continue to poison the world with their fucking sugar water. And they're giving the world diabetes. They're ruining communities way more than a guy like me fucking saying that leave the kids alone and don't put them on puberty blockers. Coca-Cola has ruined the world fucking thousands of times more than anybody like me would ever. Dude, how many people are on dialysis machine? How many people are on diabetic? How many people have lost their foot? How many people? Anything that's affiliated with obesity, diabetes, and health with that sugar water. And it's the same thing with Pepsi. It's the same thing with all these companies. But what they're doing is they're saying, I'm with you, and you're so stupid. Not you, but the people that are with them are so stupid. They go, yeah, they're with us. They're just paying you off, you dummy. It's a fucking bribe in a certain way, and you're just not bright enough to see it because you're a dummy.
You know what woke means? It means you're a loser. Everything woke. Everything woke.
And tell him he's wrong. Tell him he's wrong. Every time, where does saying go woke, go broke come from? People don't want to fuck with you. These companies need to shut their fucking mouth and just try to be a capitalist and fucking, look, if they want to donate their money to whatever they want to donate it to, people are going to pay attention to that. I mean, think about it. If they were donating to the Nazi party in the fucking 30s or something like that, people would notice that shit, okay? Whether they liked it or they hate it. They would notice that. So they could donate their little money, but it's like, shut the fuck up. Commercials, I don't want to see any of this shit. Otherwise, we're not buying your product. And you're dividing the country way more than fucking you think. And why would any of these companies even be making a stance on that? Why? Why would they do that? Well, because other people that are like, they're calling them out. Why aren't you making a stance on it? LeBron James, why aren't you say anything about this? Why aren't you know what I fucking love? I love actors and like entertainers and companies that don't say shit about that. Where it's like, look, I'm going to vote how I want to vote. And that's my fucking, that's the way I think. I want to vote and you don't need to know what I think. You don't need to know. I'll fucking vote and that will tell you how I think and it's going to be private. You don't need to know everything, what everybody thinks and shit. And what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Leave me the fuck alone. Don't worry about it. None of your business. Okay? That's where it's at. You know what I didn't know? Listen to this. You know that Afghan president that fucking fled as a Taliban are coming in? Did you know this? This is how like ignorant I am. Did you know this? Listen to this.
And can I say one thing? Sure. The president of Afghanistan who ran away was a Johns Hopkins professor.
Yeah.
Johns Hopkins professor.
His daughter is a visual artist in Brooklyn. His son was an advisor to the Pete Buttigieg campaign. I mean, he was installed to run Afghanistan because he's exactly like the people running our country. He's from that same world. If they just pick some random warlord with an AK and some knowledge of Afghanistan, it probably wouldn't have fallen, right? You see, I mean,
a warlord would have been a better shot than the guy.
Yeah. You getting it yet? You getting it? That this was their guy? And I wonder he left as he left with a bunch of money? You getting who these people are and what they're about? What the government's about? What the power is about? It's a fucking fraud. That's what it's about. It's about money. It's about power, and it has nothing. It has nothing to do with becoming better. It has nothing to that. If we wanted to do better, we could do better fucking today.
Through Clinton, through Obama, through Trump, and now to Biden, that because Pakistan is a nuclear nation, they are the only country in that region that actually matters. In fact, Joe Biden told Afghan's president, when it was Hamid Karzai was still in power, exactly that. On his listening tour after Obama won, he said to him, "We don't care about Afghanistan. And we believe that Pakistan is the most important country in that region, and they always will be." And that was that message never, ever changed. And what you're seeing in Afghanistan today is the results of that policy, because the Taliban leadership is based in Pakistan. I mean, the Quetta Shura, the Peshawar Shura, and the Miram Shah Shura. Those are the three leadership councils that cover the entire war for the Taliban in Afghanistan. They are not just in Pakistan, they are in the loving and warm embrace of the ISI. And the United States has known this from day one. I mean, this is the staggering part to me, is that when you hear this debate, the intelligence agencies failed to see this. Seriously? The NSA is known as the crown jewel of intelligence collection in the world. There isn't a digital signature in existence they don't collect and store and analyze and have algorithms and everything else to sort through. The idea that they missed this, you know what it takes to do an invasion like this? You have to stage forces. You have to plan. You have to have meetings. You have to have, weapons that are moving in.
I'm looking at our producers. Are you listening to this?
I mean, you have to have deals.
You're making... Keep going.
I mean, it's so ridiculous. It's as ridiculous as believing that Ahmed Chalabi, some Iranian refugee in the U.S., persuaded the U.S. government to go to war. I mean, that's literally our narrative on the Iraq war. Seriously? Yes. I mean, we get so caught up in the weeds of this. What they want you to believe is that Afghanistan is complicated. Because if you complicate it, it's a tactic in information warfare called ambiguity increasing. So now we're all talking about the corruption and the this and the that, and there's all these complex parts. But at its heart, every single thing in the world, in your personal life, professionally, on the global stage, at its heart, it's very simple. It always comes down to one thing. One or two things. And in this case, in Afghanistan, this comes down to the fact that the United States wants this outcome. Whoever's in power right now, whoever's really pulling the strings, and I don't know that, they could do anything they want to change this. And they're not. And you see that on the southern border. You see that with critical race theory. You see that with the violations of big tech. You see it with, in 1,000 different ways, you see it all around you. And what you know from that...
You're telling the truth.
The Bush administration...
And there you go. Why aren't they doing anything about it? They're doing exactly what they want to do with it. It is in these people's benefit, the elites, the money people, the power people, these governments, to ruin everything, They ain't going to ruin their lives. They got the money and the power. It ain't going to touch them. They ain't going to get anything that's going to drip on their shoes. They ain't going to get anything on their suedes. But guess what? It's going to ruin the fucking earth. It's ruining countries. The United States has been ruining countries for a long time. You don't think they don't want to ruin America? You don't think they want to ruin England? You don't think they want to ruin France? You don't think they want to ruin Italy? And every country that they want to ruin? Because guess what? If it's all fucked, it's better for them. Bustin' Balls Podcast, guys. Thank you so much. I hope everything's going well, man. Hope you got a tit in your mouth. Hope you're grabbing some ass. Hope you're getting money. Jump on that crypto, okay? Jump in that stock market a little bit if you're sniffing on it. But I tell you what, that crypto, man, I tell you what, I'm smelling on it hard. I'm smelling on that Cardano. I'm smelling on that Ethereum. I'm smelling on that XRP. I'm smelling on that VeChain. And I'm smelling on a couple others there out there. And if you got anything, throw it to me, man. Let me start smelling on it. Guys, love you so much. Thank you for listening. Bustin' Balls Podcast. Hope everything's good.